What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been out for a little over 2 weeks now, and I've really enjoyed the game. I've basically gotten all the achievements to essentially get the equivalent of a platinum trophy, and level 56 on my mastery or whatever, 133 Finite Crisis. I've played a ton of the game. I'm really enjoying it, and I really hope that they can get all their issues ironed out so that everybody else that owns the game can enjoy it too. With that said, obviously there's a lot of controversy around the game for what it's not, and I want to talk a little bit about the things I would have done differently. All right, because let's face it, this game, as much as I love it, certainly not perfect. There are definitely some things that I wish they had done differently. And I just want to talk about it. So here we go. Obviously the first thing is I would have made it a Justice League game, right? I feel like everybody feels that way. Nobody necessarily wanted a Suicide Squad game, but most people don't want most games that they don't know exist. I understand like the allure of doing this from the bad guy's perspective, or the morally disambiguous. I don't know what you want to say. But, there just have been so few games like this for DC characters. And to be able to play a game like this as Superman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, just would have been amazing, I know we're getting a Wonder Woman game. We've obviously had plenty of Batman games. And then there was Gotham Knights, which, for better or worse, gave us the opportunity to play as Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, and Robin, So it's cool that we're playing as these characters. I love playing as Deadshot, but it goes without saying that it would have been better to play as the Justice League. But it is what it is, and I don't really want to harp on that too much because everybody else is doing it for me, all right? I don't actually care about Arkham 17 or another Batman game. Like, I love Batman because of the Rocksteady games, because of the Arkhamverse. I was never really a big Batman fan, but I feel like the video games, especially Arkham City, made me appreciate the character more than any comic book or movie or TV show ever did. So obviously I enjoyed my time in the Arkhamverse, made tons of videos about it, millions of views. But I was ready. I'm ready for something different, and I feel like Rocksteady was too. And that's why we have Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm tired of Brainiac. This is the last time we could do Brainiac, by the way. We did this in Injustice. We did this in Lego Batman 3. All right, Brainiac is just overdone, and I'm already kind of a little over him in this game. But I guess for what they're doing with the Elseworlds and stuff like that, it does make sense that they went with it, but I feel like it's limiting where we can go with a game that's going to be live service. Obviously they're going to be dropping areas of the map in and out, and there's going to be different stuff that you can do in the incursions and whatnot, but I don't know, that all remains to be seen. We haven't really seen how that's going to play out yet. So, that's neither here nor there. But the fact of the matter is, this is the game that we have. And the game that we have was fun. I enjoyed the story. I really appreciated, especially Harley Quinn and Deadshot. And definitely King Shark a lot. Boomerang was kind of a goofball, and it's fine. I didn't relate to him as much, but he had his moments too. But I really feel like Harley and Deadshot endeared themselves to me. And King Shark was great, I loved the story. There just wasn't enough, okay? There's 7 chapters, quotation fingers. There should have been at least 14 or 15. There's only 4 members of the Justice League, plus Wonder Woman kind of not getting taken over. I feel like we needed more. We needed 6 or 7 different Justice League characters here. And maybe that's something that they're going to bring in with these story add-ons and stuff like that. Obviously, there's going to be 13 different Brainiacs that we have to fight when all is said and done. And I'm hoping, obviously we know that a Superman and a Green Lantern one are coming. I'm hoping that means we're going to see like Hawkman and Aquaman and I don't know, anybody else that's in the Justice League, really. You know, we've seen teases of Hal Jordan, stuff like that. But, yeah, there's just not enough for the story. I really, like, I definitely got my gameplay out of it, but it got to the part where you have to keep doing the same thing over and over again way too fast. And I think that was a little jarring to me, because I really just felt like we would get more. And I look at like Marvel's Avengers, right? You know, you don't deal with that many villains in that game, obviously, but that's not something you should aspire to. You know, we look at Gotham Knights even, and I felt like that was an argument we made for Gotham Knights, but nobody wanted that game to be a live service, and it died immediately because it was just a one and done game. And I felt like that game was set up perfectly for more chapters and more villains. And, you know, obviously there's teases of, you know, stuff related to Two-Face and Scarecrow with the next update for Season 1 and everything coming in March, but there's just not enough named actual characters. Sure, we deal with Lex Luthor. Sure, we deal with Toyman. You know, we deal with Penguin and some version of Ivy, you know. It's just not enough, right? Amanda Waller is fantastic. I mean, I think it's Deborah Wilson, right? She murdered it. I mean, she was very hateable, just awful character, like in all the right ways. But there's just not enough. And I do feel like, you know, we needed a little bit more of that. And I really, really hope that we're going to see more as the story progresses. And if their thought process is that they're releasing all these story add-ons for free, I don't know. I just feel like there should have been a little bit more upfront. But the good news is anything story related or new character related will be added onto the game for free. So, you know, it's something to have a little bit down the line as we progress, hopefully. But with that being said, there are 4 different Justice League members, and we do fight them during the campaign. And I guess you can go back and play those chapters over again, but I feel like they didn't do a good job making it so that it felt like there were, you know, repeatable boss battles. Like, I feel like in the post game, once you get to chapter 7, we've got these incursions you can do, but there should be some kind of incursion that, like the Brainiac battle, ends with, you know, a battle against Superman or a battle against Green Lantern or the Flash, whatever it may be. And I understand setting those boss battles up requires specific set pieces and require you to kind of be in specific areas. So I don't know how they would really do that, because those boss battles are choreographed, so they go in a certain pattern. It's not like, you know, taking Taskmaster and Abomination and throwing them at the end of a map every time and just fighting them, you know. But it could be, and it should be, you know. So I just feel like that's a lost opportunity, because it's Suicide Squad kill the Justice League, except for in incursions where you just fight the same monsters over and over again. And I guess that's kind of my next thing that I would have changed. I would have found a way to have better enemy variety. I understand that, you know, we're dealing with an alien invasion and they're taking over Metropolis and all that. So I don't really know what else you can do, but I don't know, man. There's got to be a way to get other things in there. Like, I know that they have these, you know, these villains that are like, you know, the aliens that are Batman infused and the Flash infused, and the helicopters are Green Lantern infused, and I don't even know if there's, like, I'm assuming the Brutes are Superman infused, considering how hard it is to kill them. But I just feel like I understand, like, I look at it like Avengers, right? You're fighting AIM, and for better or worse, like, you're always fighting AIM. So there's always AIM villains, except for when you go to Wakanda. Then there's kind of not AIM villains, but kind of also basically AIM villains. So you're fighting all these robots, you're fighting the same kind of troopers over and over again. So there wasn't really a great variety, you know? And it feels that way here too. At least in a game like Borderlands, you know, you go to these different regions and there's different, you know, enemy types, and maybe they're not all like super interesting or super different, but they are in their own way too, you know? So I don't know how you do that with the Brainiac, and, you know, I guess that's like goes back to I'm tired of Brainiac. So it would have been just nice to have something a little bit different, but I also just enjoy roaming around the map and just shooting things, you know? Like, that's a good way for me to level up and just be by myself and kill some time. I have enjoyed that. Kind of like Midtown Manhattan in Marvel's Marvel Heroes Omega, you know? Like, that kind of open world, just running around. You're beating the same people up over and over again. But, like, I don't know, there's no bosses that show up and stuff like that. So I feel like there is definitely a little something missing there. I would have definitely found a way to make the enemies feel different enough, because I don't feel like they do, you know? There definitely needs to be more outfits. You only get 2 outfits out of this game, all right? I'm shocked at the severe lack of outfits that you get. I look at Spider-Man, all the Spider-Man games. I mean, they found a way to give you like 40 suits from Miles Morales, right? And I understand that this game is going to make their money off cosmetics. It's the only thing that they're going to sell. And I can understand and respect that. But what's going to make you sell these color swatches more than getting the base outfit for free? You know what I mean? Like, you already have that base outfit, and now you're like, oh, look at that. It's on fire. Let me get that one too, you know? I feel like that would have driven people more into purchasing the color swatches and stuff like that. But as it stands, if you just got the base version of the game, you've got the Fugitive outfit and the Task Force X outfit. And if you watch Twitch drops, maybe you've got the Crime outfit, you know? Like, it's a very shocking, limited amount of outfits to kind of get started. I personally love the Justice Losers set that came with the Luxe Edition. But, like, I feel like it's built, these suits are all kind of built to be added to, you know? And you can kind of piecemeal it. I'm really shocked that there's just such a limited amount, you know? Like, I feel like that was an area, and I understand that you can get different heads and different bodies to go with the different suits, but I just don't feel like it's enough, especially in a third-person looter shooter where you can see yourself all the time, you know? So that's definitely something I would have done. I would have had a few more outfits at least to start things off. And again, maybe that's something we haven't seen what the Battle Pass is going to be. We haven't seen what the free stuff is going to be, you know, the free tiers. Maybe there are tiers. Maybe we're just in that early season 0 part of the game where, you know, we just don't know what happens next. So I still feel like there should have been more of that. Also, photo mode. Like, how is there no photo mode in this game? I understand that, you know, when you're playing with people, that the game doesn't pause, but when you're playing by yourself, it does. And I feel like photo mode at this point is a must-have, you know? It was in Arkham Knight. They added it in, you know, after the fact. But Gotham Knights also did not pause when you were with people, and they managed to have photo mode in that game. And I feel like this game is severely missing a photo mode. I mean, digital, like, in-game photography is a thing. It's a thing that's become extremely popular. Avengers had photo mode, you know, and that game didn't pause either when you were with people. So I'm really shocked that there's no photo mode in this game, and I really do hope that it is something they add down the line. And the last thing that I would have changed, and this is kind of going to be a tough take, because I'm going to have to dance around things a little bit, but, you know, we've got 4 confirmed DLC characters coming in year 1. Based on the actual roadmap, you can see that the 4th one is Deathstroke. Like, that's clear. Without even reading into leaks, it's very clear that Deathstroke is the 4th character. Okay, great. Deathstroke is insanely popular and probably the #1 most requested character to be added to this game. And obviously #1 is Joker, and it's obviously an Elseworlds Joker, so it's not the Arkham Joker. It's not, you know, the Joker we're used to. It's going to be a slightly different Joker, but it's still Joker. And I think that was a great way to get things started. A character everybody knows and loves and can latch onto. And it'll be exciting because when Joker launches, you know it's going to be everybody running in squads of 4 Jokers. So the problem I run into is character 2 and 3. All right. Now, you can see a silhouette of these characters. One of them looks like Mr. Freeze, okay? The second one. Now, if you listen to Brainiac during some of the Brainiac battles, he does refer to a Dr. Freeze. And dancing around the leaks a little bit, it does seem like this is not Mr. Freeze. It's a different Freeze from Elseworlds, their own take on the Freeze family, and I just don't feel like going to that second out of the gate is a good plan, especially when the 3rd character seems like it's possibly going to be a completely new character that they designed and made on their own. I don't know all the details, but I've heard a little bit about it, and it sounds cool, and it sounds like the type of thing they should be able to do. But in a game that already has a lot of controversy around it, in a game that people are already mad is not a Batman game, because apparently that's all Rocksteady is allowed to do, I don't agree with the philosophy of the 2nd and 3rd characters for DLC, the 6th and 7th characters of the game being characters people are not familiar with. In year 1, I would have only done one of the 2, and I would have done that character 3rd. All right, I would have done Deathstroke 2nd, and I would have done somebody like Peacemaker or, I don't know, Captain Cold, or, you know, we want to be even more modern, Bloodsport, you know. There's lots of Suicide Squad members and adjacent members that people know and love already that would have made so much more sense. And maybe they're still going to do those characters in year 2. The problem is getting to year 2, you want to keep people as excited about it as you can be. And I just feel like whenever these new seasons start, like any other game, like Fortnite, like Apex Legends, like Overwatch, like Destiny, whenever something new is starting, that's when people are going to come back. And will they come back to Elseworlds characters when we haven't really established what everything is going to be? If there's a way to shuffle it and push Deathstroke up, I would do that. I would put him out 2nd after the Joker, and I would get those other 2 characters at least 3rd and 4th, you know? But I would not have done them back-to-back in any way, shape, or form. I would have gone with nothing but familiar characters in year 1, and then you can start working on some of these Elseworlds in year 2, you know what I mean? That's me. I'm no disrespect meant to the people that make these decisions. I know it's tough. I know that one of the appeals of doing a game like this is trying to be unique. And I do think that Arkham fans in general are completely overblown. Like, you need to relax, okay? Like, you've had years to be prepared for this not being an Arkham game, all right? They're not going to suddenly put out a patch and make it an Arkham game. You know, this is Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League, for better or worse. I want it to be successful. And, you know, these are some of the things that I would have done differently. There's probably plenty of more, but at this point we're almost at 20 minutes. So I've said what I said, and I feel like these are things that hopefully, you know, we can work with moving forward. And I really hope that we get a lot of those things over time, and it was just their plan to play the long game, even if I kind of disagree with it. But in any event, I would love to know what you guys think about this. I'd love to know what you guys would have done a little bit differently. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We will see ya.